Hi, this is Monica from Run, Eat, Repeat, and I'm here to introduce you to your half marathon training program. I'm going to give you all of the bases, answer all of the frequently asked questions about this 16-week first timer half marathon training plan. This video will probably be a lot longer than some of the other ones. I plan on checking in each week at the beginning of the week, giving you a heads up of what to expect in the training plan coming up, if there's anything new, answering any questions that are coming in, and giving you some tips along the way. But to start off, I want to run through all of the basics. I have the plan right here. You should have it too. If not, make sure that you sign up in the Google form via email so that I can send that to you. You can print it out, screenshot it, whatever you need to do. Write it down, take a picture, put it on your bathroom mirror. I don't know why you would put it in the bathroom. Anyways, first of all, it is a 16-week. So from this week until race day is about 16 weeks. If you have already started training or if you're training for another race around the same time, you're going to have to roll with it and tweak the plan a little bit. But it's about 16 weeks starting now, and it culminates in June, probably around June 9th or 10th, depending on what race you're running. And it is a 3-day-a-week plan, meaning that you need to run 3 different days a week. And these are non-consecutive days. So you don't want to do these all in a row. Your body's going to get too tired. You might get an injury. It's very important that they're non-consecutive days, that you give yourself some rest. And if you have any other activities that you do often, if you are a part of a tennis club or you go to CrossFit or you do any other exercise outside of this, you need to figure out for yourself if you can maintain that or if things need to be moved around. But when you are training for a half marathon, it needs to be a priority. You cannot kind of just phone this in and expect it to work, especially because this is only 3 days a week. So you really do have to do the work, and you might need to pull back on some of the other things that you're doing and really just make this a priority for the next 16 weeks. It's hard work. It's hard on your body. You can't expect to add in half marathon training to your life as it is right now and not be a little more tired, not need more rest, more fuel, more stretching, more motivation, a lot of things. So be real with yourself and take care of your body, especially when you're asking athletic things of it. Okay, like I said, it's a run walk plan, and it starts with 2 minutes of running, 1 minute of walking. So you're gonna run for 2 minutes and ideally use an app or a watch, or I don't know, I don't think a sundial would work. There are a couple different options that I will link to, so you can check out either, like I said, an app or a cheap watch or a timer or something. And to start off, at least for the first couple of weeks, it's about 4-ish weeks, you're gonna do 2 minutes of running, 1 minute of walking the entire time. So it starts off with 2 miles the first day. For 2 miles, you are doing that 2-1-2-1. So run for 2 minutes, walk for 1 minute, run for 2 minutes, walk for 1 minute. We're going to build up and be able to run for longer and longer spurts. The theory behind this, why we are doing this, because you kind of think walking breaks are for suckers. They are not. They are a necessity sometimes when you are training for a long distance race, when you're going up a hill, when you are completely tired but don't want to call an Uber. This is going to be good. So go with it, and trust me that ultimately it's better to just incorporate, really own those walking breaks and pace yourself than run as far as you can and then take a walking break that has no definitive start end point, right? And then kind of repeat that. You don't want to do that. So it's 2 minutes run, 1 minute walk, at least for the first couple weeks. And we'll just go with that for right now, because I'm going to check in later as we switch those up. And the next question is, wait, hold up. Are you ready for a half marathon? The biggest things that you need to know if you're ready are that you want to, because it's important to not hate this, because I love this. So I want you to kind of love it too. And if not love it, just like at least enjoy it, have fun with it, right? It's a hobby. You should not be injured or sick. You should start any training program, whether it is for a 5K, 10K, half marathon, full marathon, whatever, at 100% health. So there should not be an injury that you are currently dealing with. You should have full clearance from your doctor to be able to do this. It's really important. Also, you should be working out right now about 3 days a week. And that could be going to Zumba, taking walks with, someone in the morning, during your lunch, whenever. Consistently though, doing some sort of activity so that this isn't completely couch to half marathon. If your job is active, that could potentially work too. And you know yourself. So be smart about this. If you feel like, I guess, if you go for it and do week 1 and realize that you cannot do 2 minutes of running, 1 minute of walking at all, you might want to switch it up and consider maybe walking for a couple months before you start incorporating running. And I'm not going to judge you for that because I started walking before I started running. I mean, we all did, like not as a baby, but when I started to want to get fit and lose weight and all of those things, I was walking for a long time before I started running. I don't know. If anyone started running before they started walking as a baby, that would be kind of cool. And then you're a natural, and I don't want to hear you complain once. Okay. So yeah, like I said, 3 days a week. I have the post right here. I will link to the post as well if you're not currently watching this on Run, Eat, Repeat, so that you can double check on. Most of these answers are on here somewhat, but not as involved as just watching me, right? And I will link to a Couch to 5K program if you don't feel like you're kind of ready for this right now. Now, if you are already doing other activity, like I said, you got to work around it. This has to be a priority, not just the days that you're running, but realizing that if you are doing something that is taxing on your body and taking a ton of your time, or it's just burning out your legs so that on the days you have to run, you're too sore or tired to be able to do so, pick a lane. Do you want to run 13.1 miles in 16 weeks, or do you want to continue doing another thing? And that's fine. I'm not here to judge other people's pastimes. I have questionable ones. But don't torture yourself as well. I want you to set yourself up for success. So make this your thing for the next 16 weeks. I'm super busy. Can I do 2 days a week, or do spinning instead, or walk my pet sloth? Who writes these things? Me. What a weirdo. No, you have to run. You have to, bare minimum, you have to run and do this plan 3 days a week. You can do complementary exercises. You can do yoga. You can do strength training. If these are already things that your body is used to. So you're not starting a half marathon training plan and then also suddenly taking up all of these very high intense other exercises. Anything that is complementary to this. Can I pretend I'm excited, but really phone it in and get? No, you cannot. I want you to be excited. No, and I understand, like, some people are very, I don't want to say anti-running, but scared of running, or just think that they're not a runner. So they have avoided it at all costs up until this point in life, when maybe someone has convinced you to try and do this with them because they really want to, and you're trying to be a good friend. If you follow this plan, you really genuinely do every week for the next however many weeks, you do this work, and in between you are fueling yourself well, you are giving yourself enough rest, you are stretching, you are staying positive and accountable and motivated in the group, you're gonna rock this. So this is very important. I'm very excited, and I just want to make sure that I'm running through all of this. But you can't phone it in. You have to show up. You have to show up. So I'm trying to see what else I want to tell you before we go. Oh, okay. I will put a link to some options for watches and apps to time out the intervals. It doesn't matter if it is outside or on a treadmill. It is great, ideally, if you are able to mimic the course of where you're going to be running eventually. And that can change as we get closer to race day. I know some of you are somewhere where it's not necessarily realistic or safe to run outside right now. I've heard it's winter somewhere. I'm in California, so I don't know. I run somewhere where there are mountain lions. So if I ever die of a mountain lion attack, you can be like, that's what you get. I had to deal with snow. You get eaten by a mountain lion. But it's okay if you're doing a treadmill right now. Even if you are doing a treadmill, I would still try to use an app or something to time out the run walk intervals so that you're not having to watch the timer on the treadmill, because that gets really tedious and you can kind of get lost in the run and have fun. Let me know if you have any questions on week one, day 1 and 2 are 2 miles. And then day 3, which is like your long run for the week, is 3 miles. And each week it's kind of going to be set up similar to this. We're going to slowly build up. Trust me, it's going to be slow. So the first actually 2 weeks are 2 miles on day 1, 2 miles on day 2, and 3 miles on day 3. And that's considered your long run. Most weeks will be like this in that there'll be 1 day a week will be a little bit of a longer distance. That will be our long run for the week. And like I said, do these on non-consecutive days, and it's going to give you a good amount of time to be able to build up to 13.1 miles, and it's going to be super fun and awesome. I will have more information on our goal race if you're in Southern California and want to run the goal race with us in the Facebook group. And anything else, let me know if you have questions. That's what I'm here for. But I'm very excited. And I hope that you are ready to go. If you are hesitant at all, but you're healthy and this is something you want to do, I do encourage you to sign up right now and let's go for it.